Global's Jackson Proskow joins us from Milwaukee with the very latest. And Jackson, Trump has hinted he wants to sell a message of unity after last weekend's assassination attempt. What are we expecting to hear from him tonight?
Hey, good morning, Carolyn and Jeff. Trump actually said that after Saturday's shooting, he ripped up his original speech and planned to rewrite it to focus on unity and bringing Americans together. The question is whether we will see that or not and what that looks like. The challenge for the Republican Party, of course, is trying to bring more people into the fold at this point. They've done a good job of winning over everyone within the Republican Party and bringing them onto Trump's side. The question is, can they reach out to ordinary Americans and convince them to follow a frankly very divisive former president? Every word he speaks tonight will be scrutinized for that kind of tone to see if there is any change in language to attempt to do just that.
Now, Jackson, last night, JD Vance in that building right behind you there accepted the vice presidential nomination. He's got a very compelling personal story. What was his message last night?
Yeah, of course, he needs a bit more of an introduction to American people than Trump does. His message is really focused on attracting working class voters, especially in those key swing states. And you saw him mention Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin each 5 or 6 times last night. So pretty clear who he's focused on winning over. He came, of course, from humble beginnings, growing up in poverty, writing a best-selling book about that. And now, of course, he is the vice presidential nominee for the Republican Party. And so his message is really about trying to bring people into the fold and appealing to those people who may be skeptical about Donald Trump and whether he, as a man of wealth and means, can represent the working class.
Now, Jackson, more top Democrats are calling on Joe Biden to drop out of the race. What's the latest there?
Yeah, things are not going well for Biden. As you mentioned, he just tested positive for COVID-19 and is off the campaign trail now, isolating at his home in Delaware. That happened the same day at which he was spoken to by Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, the top Democrats in the House and Senate, and of course, top Democratic donors, all of them making the case to Biden that he cannot win, that he risks dragging down Democrats in the House and Senate and in other races as well. They're really pushing him to now get off the ticket, and there is reporting that suggests that Biden might actually be starting to listen and might even be probing around whether they think Kamala Harris could win if she were the presidential nominee. Stay tuned, but it does seem increasingly like Joe Biden's days are numbered. It may be increasingly unlikely that he now makes it through and stays on the ticket as the presidential candidate for Democrats.
All right. Meanwhile, as you mentioned off the top, a big night again there tonight as Trump set to address the RNC. Jackson Proskow for us in Milwaukee this morning, Jackson. Appreciate this as always.